Hey guys, I wanted to have a talk with y'all today. My name is Stephen Buis, Fomonomo on Telegram, and I also do a lot of long trading in certain rooms. And also, I'm starting the Happy Profit, so you can learn how to, place the right trade every time. So basically, going to give you a little bit about background. I'm a tennis coach. I've been coaching since 14 years old. I'm 54 now. I still coach it. It's a little hot. I've always said I wanted to get in trading, and then life kind of takes over you, and you kind of just, do what life has. You have kids, everything, and then you really don't ever get back to your dream. And then a year and a half ago, I was teaching someone, and I said, "What do you do for a living?" And they basically said trading, and they almost said nurse, and then she said trading anyway. And she basically said after 2 years, she was able to, quit her normal job. That was very interesting because it was I think it was at the end of a very hot summer. So during that hot summer, basically, that was like a kind of thing and I always find that I can't take long vacations because I don't have location freedom. Sadly, my wife's mother passed away as well. And we looked over there and said, we're really not living our life to the fullest. And we basically looked at each other and we made some commitments to sit there and go, we need location freedom and financial freedom, even though we have some of that a little bit. So when I heard that person, I was like, I've always wanted to do this. I have the time to do it. I teach a lot, but then I have mornings off, so it really worked advantageous for me to do a little more research, a little more, all this calculations and stuff like that. So basically what I did is I basically started trading, and I was doing really good. I had a really good mentor. And by having a good mentor, it helped you kind of copy some of his trades. And when you figure out that they're making money and you're making money, you just need to listen more, because now you're kind of looking at a phone going, wow, look what I just made. So I'm going to share some of those little things with you as well as I did. I remember making a lot of money in the middle of a street. I pulled up in the street, somebody was talking, and I wanted to focus on a trade, and I just kind of pulled up in the middle of the median of a very fast, crazy road, pulled it off, showed the money, tripped out. I was tripped out, and I was, obviously that was the day I was hooked more than normal. And basically, I'm going to tell you kind of when it started taking its turn for way better, because obviously you have those good days and you have those bad days and all that stuff. So I basically wanted to go over six little tips that should help you out when you're looking for, day trading and a little help with yourself. So the biggest thing you should always look for is to sit there and go, what do I need from trading? So you always should have a why. When you have a why, then you have a reason to get up every day and put the effort in. Knowing it's going to be challenging, you're going to have ups and downs. I remember when I first started playing tennis. I took to it very well. My brother gave me a lot of push-ups, but that did help. So in the long run, I was very happy at the end. So basically after a while, when I got really good is when I actually started knowing the numbers. I was like, when did I start losing money? When was I making money? When did I start getting consistent? Because I really wasn't looking at that. I was just happy from the highs, and if it had a low, just a little bad day, sad day, no big deal. But knowing my numbers after a while, so I really resisted charting for a while. And charting is when I took level of charting to a whole nother level for myself that I think. I don't chart where I get in and out. I kind of know that already, but I started charting what I see on the screen. And then every once in a while I'm like, wow, I'm really buying at the wrong time. You find out when you're losing on a long trade or you chased. And maybe when you're losing as a short, maybe you're jumping in too early. So that's about the only things you learn is timing. And timing still is hard. I mean, every day you can plan the best trade and hopefully you see better setups and you still could trade it wrong. But knowing your numbers is just going back and going, hey, let's look at what we did. What else are you going to do? Let's say a stock's not moving right now. Very, very slow day. That's why we're shooting this video as well. And if I'm shooting the video, then I have time. So at time I should be looking at a chart and going, well, it's past, so it should be a lot easier to see. But the more you look at the history, then you can make the forward thing go just a lot easier. And I think when I started doing that, then I just noticed things. One of the best things that have ever happened to me real quick before we move on to the next statement is I lost $800. And I was at -1,000 it went to zero. I could have broke even, but I was stubborn on a Friday afternoon. I remember the exact day. Went back to negative 800. I stopped trading for 10 days. And after that 10 days, I saw things I would have never seen because I never just sat there and watched. Just watched a stock. And that was like a mind-blowing, just going, I get in it and I'm frantic because I really just never watched one. You know, I went straight off the bat. I tell everybody to paper trade for a little bit now. I didn't paper trade, not lying. Just got right into it. You know, I felt like, you know, if you're pulling triggers, you're going to pull the trigger, whether you're going to do it or not. But I didn't blow any capital. Did really well. I was just following someone else. And then when you found there's your own time, you start taking a lot of silly trades. And by basically knowing your numbers, you get rid of the silly trades. So a silly trade maybe 10 to 2 o'clock. That's usually when the retail traders are still there, just kind of doing and fighting the stock. So it's really choppy. So that's just one example of knowing your numbers after you chart it a little bit. You find out your bread and butter hours. I have bread and butter hours now. I trade 2 hours a day and that's it. The first 20 minutes on a computer, I'm not allowed to take a trade. I don't care if the trade's running right there, I don't take it. I do properly chart a stock before I trade it because I really kind of want to know the destination. If I'm going to enter something, I need to know my exit. So that comes up to trading tip number 2. So tip 1 was knowing your numbers and just kind of looking at your dynamics of what you've done and when you've succeeded or when other people are succeeding. Because you don't have to succeed to see someone else's gains are a lot better than yours, and then just start asking them questions. I teach privateness now. It's like mind-blowing when people see it. They sit there and just go, wow, I didn't even know that. That's happening the whole time. And I was like, yep. Shocking to me as well. When I first realized, I watched some videos, maybe, you know, first month of trading before I got real help, and those videos have all come to fruition or just the truth. Okay. The next one is understanding risk management. So the first thing for you, I would sit there and go, you know, the risk management helped me the most was just basically saying, these aren't investments for me. These are pure day trades, pure momentum trades. When you bag hold a couple and you cut the losses eventually, and then you would have lost more the next day, you go, wow, I could have cut this months before. So hopefully get rid of those bag holdings. That's the risk management. And just kind of give yourself a little more dynamics. So if you kind of hold yourself to some rules and they win or lose, at least you're going to figure out what rule or adjustment was going to make you profitable. So another one is just trying to add to winners. So, you know, if you have higher wins, higher losses, just like in tennis, I always tell people, it's not, you know, how many you win, it's how many you're not winning, like you're not making the errors anymore. So I said, reduce your errors. That's the key. Not hitting more winners. Reduce your errors will produce those winners because you've cut out garbage. So again, risk management, knowing when to cut out those errors. All right, so we're going to go to number 3. Is maybe how to add to some of those winners. Some of those winners, basically, if a stock's moving up and you feel confident again, enter it again. Personally, I actually do 2 or 3 trades where somebody would take the whole trade. I feel comfortable with that. So I might scalp a whole move when somebody just comfortably sat in there. I'm still, you know, still under 2 years. You know, they just sit there and watch it, and I go, well, I've already got out of the driver's seat on the first move, so the second move, you know, now I got to just start taking a little bit of trades. So I still get the same results. Sometimes I get more results having 2 or 3 trades on the same trade that somebody would have held it, but I did obviously give up more money. So that was a big thing. So just try to formulate, again, know your numbers, understand a little bit of that risk that you're taking, and don't hold anything really bad. Start cutting some of your losses a little earlier. I will tell you one more quick before we go add to winners again on step 3. But number 2 is risk management. I really got really good at long once I watched someone short properly. Then I just like, it just really made sense to me. Basically sitting there, someone's shorting and I'm like, that's the same place I used to buy. Really shocking. So that's when you knew you were chasing stocks and buying too high, and then I had to start looking for more information of why I was buying high, because apparently I was just buying the next breakout, and I should have been buying a little bit lower on the stock and instead of the height of the stock. So that was a big changer. So basically cutting your losses where someone would short or enter a short, but look at shorting a little bit. You don't have to be the shorter, but look at shorting just to see what could be better with your long. All right, so add to winners, we've basically said that. I usually take 2 or 3 trades on the way up instead of the whole trade. Some people scale in, they'll go in, it dips a little bit, they add again, dips a little bit, add again. I talk about it, I don't do it, I just don't feel comfortable. To me, I'd rather take 1,000 share, 1,000 share, 1,000 share, and somebody can hold the 1,000 share all the way up. Very good for them. I have the capital now that I don't need to do that, and that makes me feel a little more comfortable. So I'll have my stop losses a little quicker because after it's dipped and moved back up, I will take that trade and continue. A big other thing that really works for us is, or for myself, or what we're going to be doing here eventually, is having a community of trading. Trading is very, very lonely, super lonely. So lonely that you'll just sit there and go, wow, I wish I had someone to talk about my struggles, talk about anything, my day, maybe just happy. Otherwise, I'm just sitting in a room with a computer. That's not too exciting. So we have good chat rooms that are available. So if you ever want those in the future, they're available. And then Zoom calls that are available. So that'll maybe take off the boredom and maybe the stress that you go, wow, I was thinking this, but these other people are not even talking about this. So maybe I'm in the wrong stock because I didn't have the community. So that's a good way of networking and taking some of the loneliness out of trading, and also just bouncing off ideas of other good people that all have the same intent. Whatever the freedom is you're looking for, from financial freedom or personally location freedom that we're looking for. All right, and basically when you do that with the community, you have one good thing. You basically have to learn from others' mistakes. Actually, this was one of my first tips, is learning from other mistakes. So I would sit there and go, why is this guy good, but why is he not bad? I know that sounds counterintuitive, but to me, I wanted to go, why did he trade here and not here, and why didn't I trade the same method? And I actually looked at other people's making mistakes. And when they made mistakes, I sat there and go, why would they have made that mistake? And what it is now for me, I made 2 little rookie scalp mistakes this morning right at the open because I didn't wait my 5 minutes. So maybe I need to tie my hands for 5 minutes and then wait 5 minutes after the open, because that's when the stock is really shaking itself out. So if I were to tell you one thing from that and cutting losers and all this other stuff, let 5 minutes shake out. Can't tell you, that's the biggest thing I can tell you that I've learned to really add to my book of lessons, okay? And then the time investment. So eventually the last tip is going to be just, you got to put some time in. Time is education. Basically, when I was learning how to play tennis, I remember getting beat by this kid. I was 13 down in Miami, and I basically said, how long you been playing? He goes, I'm 14 and I started at 8. So, I'm a smart person. I basically said, well, okay, you're 8, you're 14, you did 6 years. All right. So, how many hours did you practice a week? Oh, he goes, just 2 hours a week. And then I was like, well, dang, I'm 13. I need to make up a lot of years. 6 times 52 times 2 hours a week. And I was like, wow, that's 310. Oh my God, I got to make up 660 hours or 620 hours. And I sat there and I just said, 8 hours a day. Let's do it. I had a job. I didn't have anything else. I put 8 hours a day. So trading, you're going, well, what if I work a 10 thing? Use concise information. That's where you seek a mentor that's already lived it. I heard a very good business call. We'll finish up with this today. But the business call was basically this. He said, I was going to hire this guy that's fresh out of college, stuff like that, pay him $80,000. And he goes, but this other guy was $110,000. And as a business owner, you know, I could really save a lot of money by that $30,000. And then I'm going, and then the guy said it right there. He goes, but I am now 10 years ahead of the game because I have somebody with 10 years of experience. So that's why I got a mentor when I first started, and I would encourage you to get a mentor as well. You don't really want to live their first 10 years. I mean, they're here, I'm here to sit there and say, let's alleviate 10 years of losses when I can give you the shortcuts because I've taken the long cuts, the hard cuts, the money cuts, and hopefully cure your time of the win and just getting very profitable in a short amount of time. So definitely when you do look for a mentor anytime, try to find that you have someone that actually does well and actually has a real strategy that can share with you. My strategy, I can actually look at 3 indicators, not even look at the chart and trade it. You have to tell me the numbers that are above, but I can trade just 3 indicators at the bottom. And if not, I remove those indicators every other day and just trade pure chart. No VWAP, no nothing, just pure chart. Because that's how good I want to get. So I will challenge myself. And now it's about 4 months of that where you take off the indicators and see if you can see pure chart, and you actually see it a lot easier. So I've heard good traders do that, heard about it in October, didn't believe it. I was like, maybe he's just not showing you secrets. And sometimes the secret is the chart's too messy. So yeah, so when you're doing stuff, look at all those little things. Just sit there and go, okay, am I actually charting? Am I actually cutting my losses quicker? You know, I'd rather lose a nickel and then make a quarter on another move per share. I'd rather do that instead of sit there and watch it go down a quarter and back up a quarter. That's just silly. I have friends that call me all the time and they say, hey, I bought it here and it went down, and I was like, oh my God. And then all they could have done was break even at the best. So all you have to do is cut that loss a little quicker, and then when it really shows you that it's uptrending, buy in, get in, and make a lot more profit, because 25 cents minus 5 cents is 20 cents per share. On 5,000 shares, that's a $1,000 move. Otherwise, you're sitting here watching it go down 25 cents, praying it goes back up 25 cents, and all you did was make that by not cutting losses a little quicker. Hey, y'all have a great day. Anytime you want to reach out for any privates, you can call and get one the same day. I have my number in the post, and then also if you need it, you can get Calendly and book a private lesson. I do them all the time, even if I'm on vacation, because I'm always here to help someone because someone helped me. Hey, y'all have a great one. Glad you're going to get a little introduction and 6 little simple tips that might help you out with your trading. Thank you.